All right, we're here with Seth West from Next Adventure, an avid kayak angler, and he also happens to be very knowledgeable about Hobie boats in particular. But Seth, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you
Thanks for
too.
spending a couple minutes with us talking about something very cool. It's Christmas time, right? Now that kayak angler that's in your life, maybe it's even you, always wants to have some of the best accessories because these things are infinitely accessible, accessorizable, accessories available. How's that? Seth knows what works best and what works best for him. So give me an idea of some of these things that we've kind of picked out here that you would say would be great gift ideas for that kayak angler in somebody's life.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the really common things for Hobies in particular is the turbo fin kit. So
Oh, sure.
as we know, Hobies have fins on the bottom, and some of the boats come with shorter fins. The idea of the turbo fin is a little more surface area and makes it a little easier to pedal along, so you're going to get a little more return on your energy that you're putting into pedaling along there.
So they're just bigger blades, a little bit more thrust.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. So that's a nice, easy one that you can do yourself even.
Exactly. Next up here, we got fish grips. This is actually something that saved me a lot of times offshore when you're getting into lingcod and real toothy fish. You got the fish sitting there, he's bouncing around in your net, and instead of trying to stick your hand in there and grab his gills or anything like that, you actually just open these up, give you a nice little space away from the fish's mouth, and then you clamp it kind of in their cheek there, and it holds on to them while you get them unhooked and kind of do your business there.
Well, which would be great because then you can actually make it easier to get them into the boat if you're keeping it. But if you're catch and release, then you're not going to hurt the fish anywhere near as much. And just pop it loose and let them go. All right, you got a couple more here as well.
Yeah.
What is this one here?
So this is just a Hobie fishing rod leash. So the whole idea is, a lot of us have seen at this point, guys who are out kayak fishing, they hook into a fish and
Bye-bye.
rod's gone. Doesn't float, fish has it, it's gone forever.
Right.
The whole idea of the rod leash is it makes it really easy to tether your rod to your kayak. So if that ever happens to you, the rod's still attached to your boat, you can just pull on the leash and bring it back up.
I would never have even, I need to get some of those myself. I mean, that's something I would never have thought of. And here's another one that I thought was kind of ingenious, especially since the way that I use my boat primarily. I'm just throwing my shotgun on the bottom of the boat, which is really not the best thing to do. I didn't even know that was available.
Yeah, so this is a gun mount, and so the way these work is you mount them on your rails or on your gear track or whatever you've got on your kayak, and it just gives you a rest for the butt of your rifle, and then also for the end of your rifle, and then it's nice and safe. It's not, laying on the floor. You don't have to worry about it flopping around. It actually keeps it higher up out of the water.
Sure.
It keeps it dry. A really great thing for, obviously this is not an angler piece, but a lot of guys who are duck hunting out of kayaks these days, this is a must-have.
I would agree. Rather than throwing it in the bottom of the boat or trying to hold on to it, at least it keeps everything a little bit cleaner as well. Now you also, for those folks that are good at it, maybe just think they're good at it, this is one I've never even seen before. I've seen smaller versions of this, but I've never actually seen that.
Yeah, so this is just called a game clip, and it's pretty simple. So a lot of people who are kayak fishing, same story here, something I've run into offshore. You catch some big fish out there, and you're in a small boat, and you pretty quickly run out of space to keep those fish. You might have a small cooler bag or something, but every once in a while you hook into a monster, and there's just no room. The game clip is a pretty straightforward device. You just open it up, feed this through the fish's mouth, out through the gill, clip them on there, and then tether it off the side of your boat, and keeps the fish alive, cold, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just a very simple, easy accessory that you can add to your boat. And if it's not for you, a great Christmas gift idea. You kind of gravitated towards this one. We've actually talked about this product, excuse me, on the air before, the Kraken Crab. But you went right to it. Why?
Yeah.
Is it something that you find a lot of kayak anglers like?
Yeah, this is one of the things that we sell like crazy. It's such a simple little thing, but kind of revolutionized crab cleaning in the Northwest. Yeah, and everyone who's ever used one will say the same thing you're saying, Owen, where, somebody said, oh, try this, and you look at it and you're like, that's silly, it looks so simple.
Right.
And then you use it one time and it just,
Total
you're saying,
game changer.
you said you'd clean a limit in 5 minutes.
I can do a one-man limit in probably 5 to 7 minutes, and I would never have been able to do that before. And I mean perfectly clean, absolutely ready to go into the pot to cook. But that's the crab cracker, and they do sell those here at Next Adventure. So if you don't find it somewhere else, just head over to Next Adventure. They'll have one there for you. This kind of materialized too. I didn't see this, I don't think, on the boat. Was this one that you actually grabbed?
I just grabbed this and put it on here a second ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
now this is part of the H-rail. It's super simple to utilize. You can adjust it and move it, but this is a patented product from Hobie.
Yep.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, the H-rail tackle bin. So obviously on a pro angler, you've got a lot of storage, but sometimes it's nice to just have a bin that's right there. You can hang it on the outside of the boat or in the cockpit.
Sure.
But just easy storage. room to put small tackle boxes, miscellaneous tackle, knives, whatever. I actually have one of these and I just use it for snacks.
Oh, perfect.
Because I'm out there all day on the water. I throw a bunch of snacks in there. It's right next to me. I grab, a granola bar or something, munch on it.
Sure.
And then throw my trash back in there and keeps everything under control.
And this is the tackle bin from Hobie.
Yep, the Hobie H-Rail tackle bin.
Okay.
And
look at
then,
that.
yeah,
All
the
right,
bungees lash over there and keep it shut.
Super slick, because when you're in one of these boats, you become a minimalist, right? You try to neck it down to stuff that you're going to be using, and this is a great way to keep it organized. Now, one of the things that we always talk about, doesn't matter if it's in a big boat, little boat, it really doesn't matter at all, is you have to be safe. You got to have the right kind of life jackets, and in a Hobie, you need to have one a little bit more specialized. Not something that you're necessarily going to have in a big boat, like hanging over your neck or whatever else. But this is actually your personal PFD. Why do you like this one, and how is it an advantage when you're in a Hobie?
Yeah, so this is the NRS Raku. It's one of the newer models from them, kind of developed off their Chinook PFD, which has been the best-selling kayak kayak fishing PFD on the market for quite some time now.
Okay.
The whole idea was they moved to this thin back, which is really comfortable.
Oh, sure.
It's nicely vented and it's nicely contoured. And a big thing that I always say with kayak fishing is buy a PFD that you're going to wear, because you need to wear it. That's the whole point. You're out there in
it's
the
got to be comfortable, not interfering with what you're doing.
Exactly. And the first time I put this PFD on was actually at a trade show, and I always told people when I came back, I was like, man, it just felt like I was getting a hug.
Oh, really?
It fit me so perfectly.
Yeah.
And so, the way they've contoured this and kind of modernized the design of this PFD to really showcase everything that a PFD can be, instead of just being one of those big bulky ones that you were talking about when you're on a big boat. It really is quite nice.
Yeah, this is the NRS. You can get it at Next Adventure, and you've got it accessorized here with a knife as well, just for safety purposes. You never know when things could go wrong, where that little knife being so accessible could be, well, very, very important.
Yeah.
Excellent, that's a good one. Now, continuing along the lines of safety, let's go ahead and talk about what you need to put on your boat. Now, I'm going to say that, and he can have his own take, but whenever you're on the water, I don't care where you are, if it's a lake, if it's a river, if it's a creek, whatever it is, a pond, you need to have some way for people to know you're there. And this is just a real simple accessory and be a great Christmas gift idea for somebody in your life or yourself, again, with the light on it. It just goes right in the back of the boat where people can see where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Owen and I were talking about earlier, when he's out on his power boat, how easy it is to just miss kayak anglers.
Absolutely.
We're so low to the water, and a lot of people, when they buy their kayak, they look for a bright color because they think that's what's going to get them seen. But the boat's only about a foot out of the water.
Right.
So if there's any chop, nobody's going to see you. The whole idea of this flag and light combo is that it sits up nice and high, so somebody in a power boat who's driving by sees this flag and says, oh, there's something over there. They might not see that it's a kayak, but they're going to know there's something there and to avoid it.
Super, super important. It's been proven already here in the Northwest. We even have video of something bad happening. But even for other people in kayaks who might be fishing and want to just find out where you are and where you're having your luck, you can look for the light and figure that, should I say that? I'm going to say it anyway. All right, here's another one that I absolutely had to have when I got my 12-foot Pro Angler from Hobie, were wheels. You got to be able to get this thing to and fro from the water, wherever it is that you're going to be. This is the one that I went with. You kind of pulled this out as well, but this is a great gift idea as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice thing about a cart, fishing kayaks just kind of keep getting heavier and heavier. It's been the progress. Everybody wants boats that are more stable and more fun and feel more comfortable, and a byproduct of that is just them getting bigger. Yeah. And so, we're looking at the Pro Angler here that's over 100 pounds, and you can't just carry that, pick it up and walk with it like
trust
this.
Me, I've tried.
So you put this cart under the back of the boat, and it literally it feels like it weighs 20 or 30 pounds at that point. It's really
super simple, and they build it right in to the back of the Pro Angler. It just slips right in underneath, and you're good to go. All right, well, there are some great gift ideas for the kayak angler in your life. Again, be selfish if you wish to. Come over here to Next Adventure, the Paddle Sports Center in particular, here at Scappoose Bay. Ask them for the same accessories that Seth picked out, and you'll always make sure that the folks that are in your life in a kayak, well, they have the best gear, and you can always find it at Next Adventure. Seth, again, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Owen.
Hope you enjoyed.